Welcome back, guys, to the This and Much More podcast. I'm Evelyn, and my handsome co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And our special guest today is
Steve O Valdez.
Antho.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you for coming so early in the morning.
I know.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. When he scheduled you, I was like, when he's like, oh, it works out because our son's going to be in school. And I'm like, it's Good Friday. He's not going to have school. So our
and
son
I was like,
had to
oh,
go.
shit, he's not. So we had to, get my mom, like last minute and shit. Like, all right, I'll take care of him.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
because it's Good Friday, man, we got a bunch of stuff going on, with the fam and with the church.
Yeah,
and a bunch
right.
of stuff.
So
I was
it's
like,
just like, because originally we didn't have plans to schedule anybody today because it was Good Friday, and somehow we ended up with two episodes today.
Yeah. So we got you, and then later tonight, like 12 hours from now, I guess, right?
Yeah, because the girl, she lives in New York, so she's in town, literally this weekend. So it's just like a busy...
seize the moment.
Yeah. So tell us, what all do you do?
Well, what do? I do a little bit of everything. I don't know. I started off as a musician. My dad's a pastor at a church, so I started playing keys and drums, and that was kind of like my childhood. And then it just kind of evolved into me wanting to produce. I was doing so much music that I was playing through high school, and when I graduated high school, I would go to like Guitar Center. I was going to Art Institute, so during my break, I would go to Guitar Center, and I would just play keys, and I would play keys, 3 hours. Then I would go back to school because I didn't want to drive all the way back to the South Side because I'm from the South Side too. And one of those days, Frankie J was in there, and he was like about to go on tour. He had his whole band, his manager. And he was there, and he was like shopping for all the instruments for the tour, and he heard me, and he was like, bro, play this and play that. And long story short, he was like, hey, do you want to go on tour with me? Like, I need a keyboard player. And I was like, I gotta ask my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta ask my parents. I was 18 years old. I was in college, and this was like a full-time thing. He was like, I'm gonna pay like $1,000 a week. And I was like, oh, damn, like, $1,000 a week, like, I'm 18, straight out of Chavez High School.
Oh, you went to Chavez? Me too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What year?
I'm 2012.
Oh man, I'm 2003.
Oh shit!
the school had just opened up. Really, like the first year I went to the Performing Arts School, HSPVA, and then I got kicked out for I don't remember why, but I got kicked.
I'm sure you remember.
I got kicked out, and then I ended up going to Milby because I think Chavez was like full or something. So like I had to, they put me in the holding tank at Milby. Then after that, they moved me over, which was cool because, all my friends were there. I went to Stevenson Middle School right here.
We did too.
Yeah, we did too.
Crazy. What's up, Sam? So from there, I went over to Chavez and I finished there. Anyways, what was I saying?
About Frankie J.
Yeah, I was doing all that, and Frankie was like, let's go on this thing. And I was like, okay, cool. I asked my dad, and I remember telling my dad, like, Dad, if you don't let me do this, I'm going to always think what could have happened.
Yeah.
If I would have done it. And he was like, are you getting paid? I told him how much. He was like, oh, damn, okay. And ever since then, my music career took off. Like, I started producing. I met Happy Perez. I met a whole bunch of people, Baby Bash, and
yeah. Let me just say that, what do you think would have happened if he hadn't asked you? Like, if he would tell you that he would pay you money. You think your dad would have been okay with it?
I think I'm a pretty good salesman. One thing I really like is my parents have always supported what I've wanted to do. They were the ones who enabled me. You know what I mean? Like, they bought me the instruments. And the instruments aren't cheap. They could have bought me the cheap stuff, but they bought me the good stuff. I got big old keyboards, big drum set, and I wasn't making any money. It was just learning. It was a passion I had, and they've always just wanted to,
they supported you.
Yeah.
So quick scenario, how would you have sold that to them? If your dad's like, are they paying you money?
In Spanish or English?
It don't matter. Spanish.
Okay. Mira, pa, no me están pagando, but I really want to do it. Okay, that was Spanglish. That was it. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. I would have just been like, look, I'm not getting paid, but I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, because you said you were in college, right?
I had just started the Art Institute. I started early,
and that's not a cheap either.
Hell no, that's not. I still tell people like I'm still paying for that. Not true, you know, but I only did like 1 quarter, and I think it was like 20 grand or something like that.
I wanted to go to that school.
Yeah, because I went there with my mom. I didn't go. I didn't attend because I went with my mom, and they told my mom how much it was, and my mom's like, "You're not coming here." And I was just like, "No," but it's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna do multimedia. That's what I was in there for: multimedia, graphic design, web design, and it's funny because I still do a lot of that stuff now. But I learned it on my own. Yeah. You know, but
your what do you say your school is?
YouTube University. Yeah, like pretty much, because I was the same way. Like I wanted to go to the Art Institute for graphic design and music production and all that shit. But eventually I just learned everything by myself, because I did record myself as well. Like I used to rap and everything, so I would record myself. I was using Cool Edit Pro. You know what I mean?
I think I heard of it. I was using Acid, those similar programs.
Yeah, similar, yeah. And then I got that shit like off LimeWire and all that, you know. And eventually I moved on to Pro Tools and everything, but it was all self-taught, self-learning, you know. And then graphic design, I picked it up in middle school, right? I forgot. Yeah, middle school, and then took it more serious high school, and then after high school, that's when I became more.
Wait, time out. So when y'all were in Chavez,
he didn't go to.
I didn't go to Chavez.
You didn't go to. Where'd you go?
I went to East Early.
Oh, you went to Chavez. Yeah. Was Mr. Lorenzana there?
Honestly, no. I wouldn't know.
Because he was like the main dude that was like doing a lot of the graphic stuff. And I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
But
no, I was only at Chavez for a year.
Oh, okay.
Because I went to that school and then I got kicked out too. And then I had to go to Milby, but Milby wouldn't take me.
Dang, Milby won't take you?
No, but because they...
That's serious.
Because it was whenever tax was a thing. The test, you know, now it's STAR, I think.
Yeah.
But they kicked me out the week before that. So everybody, like Chavez said, no, we can't because we have the test counted. Milby did too. So I ended up having to go to Austin. You know, because, you know, Austin has a shitload of people that don't show up. So they're
that's
like,
another hood school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so then how did it go? Like once he... Like you told Frankie J, yeah? And I
told him, yeah, and it was weird because I did like 1 or 2 rehearsals, and the following week, I had never been on an airplane before. I had never left. I mean, I left Texas because we used to go to Mexico all the time as a kid, you know, but every year we were there twice. But I had never been on a plane before. The next week, I was on a plane to Puerto Rico, and I was like, oh, damn. We did a big old show in front of a bunch of people. Then we went to Corpus and did Bayfest, I think it was. It was like 10,000 people. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I felt like on top of the world.
You didn't get scared being on the stage?
Hell yeah. Oh, the stage? I thought you meant the airplane. I was like, or I was terrified the first time. The stage now, like I felt like I had been on stages my whole life at church.
Because of church. Yeah,
but we were still like a small church.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's plus you're with your parents, right?
Yeah, you know, you see your mom and dad in the audience. You see a bunch of people. It's cool, but no, you see that sea of people, of 10,000 people, and it was. I didn't get scared. I got this adrenaline rush of like, oh damn, like I'm really doing what I want to do. It was like I was in love. You know, I loved it. It was
that feeling,
passion.
Right?
Yeah, it was dope. I was excited. Damn. Yeah. Then I started drinking on stage. Yeah, I remember Frankie used to do this thing. We used to call it the Chinese eyes. The sound engineers next to me would start giving us drinks, and I remember once I was young. I was like, I mean, disclaimer, you know, I was young drinking, you know, but you know, I would get kind of turned a little bit, and I would start messing up on the piano, and he would turn around and give me the Chinese eyes, and that's what he would call it. But yeah, you know, it was a nice experience, man, to just kind of do what you jump right into it overnight, you know.
Yeah, because that really was like an overnight thing.
Yeah,
it was like quick. You know,
my boy Happy used to always say, "Dude, you skipped 10 years in the game. You skip." I never knew what that meant. I kind of know what that means now, you know. But
yeah. So, how old are you now?
How old do I look?
I want to say like you're in your 30s for sure.
Well, I already told you I was class of 2003.
Yeah, he's older, 10 years older.
I'm not quick math like that though.
I'm 37. 37.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has to be 10 years older than me because you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
right
the
around
class-
10 years, yeah.
Oh,
Because
that's
I'm
true, that's
27.
I
I'm
don't know. It'd be some people in school that's like 2-3 years behind. So
Yeah. Like, man, that guy's 19 and he's in 9th grade.
not for real. We've seen it.
Wait. So how old are you?
I'm 27.
You're 27?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you were a little bit older.
I get that a lot. I'm very seasoned.
Bring the mic a little closer to you, bro.
Okay, cool.
My bad. Yeah, you could like that.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody who goes to the army or something, like they like come out like seasoned.
Nah, it definitely puts age on you. Yeah, I was in the army 6 years. You know.
So then from 18?
From 18. From 18. So
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
I went to so when I graduated high school, like I went to college for like half a semester, and then like it was a guy in there, and he was saying how his school was paid for, and like the school we went to was like kind of expensive. And I'm like, how's your school paid for? He's like, oh, I was in the military. And I was like, what? And I kept like bugging him about it for like 2 weeks. Hey, what'd you do? Like, how do you get it? He said, man, like, stop asking me about it. You want to go, just go.
Yeah.
And like a week later, like all my friends were texting me like, where you at? I like dropped out and went to the military. And then like that kind of started the process of really able to fund a lot of the stuff I was doing.
That's what I was about to say, because like so the way me and him connected was I used to have a studio pre-COVID, and I was doing artist development. I was selling like a lot of packages to develop artists, and he used to come into the sessions in like army, like
Nah, bro, I'd be like fresh out of work, fresh out of like,
Yeah.
I was stationed here in Houston as well. So, it was pretty cool. But,
yeah. So he was one of the artists that came in, and and we have like this little podcast thing we're doing, not podcast, but like vlog kind of thing. And in the very first episode, we talk about how, he came in as an artist, like purchasing music and beats for me. And then, I mean, this dude, we'll talk about it later, but like this guy evolved, and eventually what really happened was he was kind of learning how to produce. He was learning how to do a bunch of stuff.
Everything.
Yeah. And then, but it's the artist development thing was something that I jumped into after I kind of came back from touring. I was on the road. I was doing a bunch of stuff. We did a lot of stuff on the road. Like we did a bunch of TV shows, like a lot of Spanish stuff, like Despierta America. We did like, but we also did like the Jay Leno's and the Regis and Kelly, a bunch of big stuff like that. Good Morning America, and we were traveling. We did a record with Frankie J and Baby Bash. It was called Obsession.
I was just listening to it on the way over here.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, that was my boy Happy Perez. He was the producer, and I was just so young that I was like, come in and play some keys on it. And we would go to New York and finish it, go to LA and do stuff. It was back then, it was crazy. There was like, they were throwing money around, and the record labels were throwing money around. There were, this was like pre YouTube.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Or right around when it was getting started, so like the digital platform wasn't as big as it was back then. People were still selling CDs and records, and so like there used to just be so much more money in the industry. Once all that streaming stuff happened, it kind of dropped down a little bit, and the money was low. Everybody was going independent. This was before people had laptops. People were making beats on laptops now. Like back then, they weren't doing that. But anyway, I won't get lost. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's so crazy because that's true how it went from like buying CDs to now you can just like watch it on YouTube for free.
Watch it on YouTube for free. You could get an account on DistroKid and literally make your own beat, record it on a mic, and put it out the next day, for free pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's like crazy because it used to take so much money to like make a song, go to a studio, have an engineer, mix and master it, take it to a distributor who's going to put it out there and start the marketing. It was like millions of dollars to put out one song, and now it's like $25.
Yeah. do it from your house and shit. Like,
yeah.
So in your opinion, do you think it's better when it was like, before, or where it was a little bit harder, or now that it's just like,
I mean, the money was
anybody can do
doper. The money was doper back then, for sure. They were just like, yeah, you're pretty tight. Here's the deal. Like, we're going to develop you. now I think what's cool about it now is that now you have like a lot of creativity out there. Like people are just like,
That's true.
there's nobody holding you back anymore. There's no label that's like saying no, you can. They're not. I mean, there is, but you know, like if I wanted to put out an album right now, no one's stopping me.
Yeah.
And it could sound like whatever. It could be a cumbia mixed with the reggaeton, mixed with the reggae, mixed with the whatever, you know, and no one's gonna tell me nothing. So
how do you feel now that because a lot of people are independent, you know, artists, and there's like this whole wave of like fuck a record label type shit. I don't need them, but in a way, you kind of do need them for you to get up to that next level type shit, right? But would you say it's better to sign? If labels have an interest in you, is it better for you to sign right away or build your shit first and then?
I always feel like it's good to build, you know. I mean, I'm not an artist, so it's kind of hard to talk about that. But the truth is that in my experience, what I've seen is that even now, if you get signed to a record label, you always hear people say like, man, they shelf me, bro. They ain't trying to push me. They ain't trying to, you know, like, I feel like it's not that they don't want to push you. It's just that there's nothing to push. You know, you have to have your own following already. You have to have your own, you know, fan base. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like you should build it first. You know, let's say you could strategically with a crap load of money, like put it into something and, you know, buy fans or buy situations and buy placements into shows or whatever, you know, but there's nothing like somebody who has like a cult following. You make music that's so dope or it touches people so much that people want to follow you and they want to go to your shows and they want to wear your hoodies and your shirts and that grass work, that's like you can't buy that. You know, so I feel like going independent and doing the work yourself and then like building a fan base and start selling your own merch and start doing your own shows. Even if it's at a small level, you start having shows with 100, 200 people, but it's consistent. That's so much doper than to go sign with a label and get shelved and they don't even know what to do with you. Or they start telling you, hey, you know, you need to look like this. You need to sound like this. You need this kind of beat. And,
You know who I've personally who I saw go through that was like Snow the Product, where she was signed. She talks about it a lot, and then she was signed, and then I guess that was done with, and then now she has like this cult following, like crazy, like her
super crazy.
You know, her fans are like, they love her to death and shit. And then I think recently she just signed, like, I mean, she didn't sign. She got a manager. She was doing everything, and then I think she just got a manager, and now she feels like okay, like kind of like she's starting to go up again in a way.
She has something to manage now.
Yeah, something like that. And I just feel like I saw that firsthand, where I'm like, damn, like, cause she has a song Cookie Cutter Bitches. I don't know, I forgot how it goes, but that's pretty much what it talks about, right?
Yeah.
Like they wanted her to be that artist that's like the next Nicki Minaj, the next something, you know. And I feel like record labels kind of want that image for their artists sometimes. Right.
Well, they like to do what works. You know, they're they're numbers based. You know, so there's a girl. She looks like this. She sounds like this. We need another one like that because we know that works. And so you come into a label and you're like, "Yo, I'm super different. I'm Kanye West." Or you know, and they're like, "Oh, we don't even know what to do with you." Like I don't know if y'all seen the documentary. They're like, yeah, dude. You know, that's tight. They didn't see the vision. You know. So he had to go paint that vision himself and show them what it could possibly be, you know. So they want to do what works. Cookie cutter, boom, boom, boom. Do it over and over again. Now we need a Mexican one. Now we need a white one. Now we need an Asian one, you know. But, yeah, so it's kind of like, fuck that. Let's just do whatever we want to do. Let's build it. And then you take it to a label and they can take it to a whole nother level. So it's kind of both.
Yeah.
I feel like you should build it first, establish it. If you really care about your art and your work, like pour your heart out into the music, build your fan base, be super consistent, do all what you're supposed to do. Like don't complain, oh man, nobody wants to sign me. No, like build it by yourself, and then you have something to manage. Now you could get a manager. Now you can get a lawyer. Now you can go to the label and they'll take it to another level.
For sure, man. So Chingo Bling, shout out Chingo Bling. He's the one that referred us to you, pretty much. Other than Chingo, you work with Chingo Bling like on the music side stuff, right?
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah.
So other than like Chingo Bling and Frankie J, like what other artists that we might know of? Like, have you worked with?
Well, let's see. No, I was working heavily with a lot of producers as a musician, and so one of the producers that I met very, very early on, I would say like, probably like 2010, maybe something like that, 2008. I met Mannie Fresh and Cash Money's Mannie Fresh, and it was crazy because like it was a very similar situation. I just walked into the studio one time. My boy Hustle called me. He was like, shout out to Hustle. He was like, hey man, I'm in the studio with Mannie Fresh, and I was like, oh damn. He was like, I know Mannie Fresh, right?
Yeah, he was. I'm not like that. I know a lot of people, but I know because he always tells me.
Yeah.
Like on the way when we left, he's like, "Do you know who Mannie Fresh is?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then he started singing the song. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I know."
Yeah. Triple OG, you know.
Yeah.
But he was like a founder of like a bunch of Southern rap music, you know, and so. Anyways, he calls me into the studio and I go in and I start playing the keys and he was like, man, that's dope. He was like, you know how to make beats? And I was like, yeah. He was like, make me a beat. I'm like, right now? He was like, yeah. So I made a beat and he was like, okay. He was like, hey, come here real quick. And he was like, so what do you want or what? And I was like, what you mean? He was like, how much, you know, he was like, what if I give you, again, the magic number? He was like, what if I give you 1,000 a week? and he goes, what if I give you 1,000 a week? You just come into the studio like a couple times out of the week and just work. I was like, bet. You know, we were working at a studio called 7303. That relationship right there has flourished into like crazy stuff. Yeah. You know, I've been in the studio with all kinds of people from Lil Wayne, a lot of his people, right? A lot of rap legends, Lil Wayne, and I'm drawing blanks here, but it's just a lot of people. Help me out here. Birdman.
You did something with Maroon 5, right?
I did Maroon 5. I did. Man, we've done a lot of stuff with people. That's like an inner joke we have. Like we always say, Paul, who's that guy we're looking for? Paul Wall. He just always says like, Paul Wall.
It catches everybody off guard, but he really did though. Like,
yeah.
I actually did do a song with Paul Wall and Baby Bash on their Legalizer stuff, the first one. But like Fresh, we got into the studio with so many people, bro. Like big producers, Mike Will, Big Boy from Outkast. I literally have a list because I had to give it to my lawyer recently, but just like big names, you know, and 2 Chainz. I did a record with 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne. I was on the Carter 5, and I did Start This Shit Off Right and Perfect Strangers. So like it flourished into a lot of cool stuff. You know, I went to Atlanta and met like the president of BMI and went to their house, and we worked with like Luke Bryant in Nashville, which is hella random, you know what I'm saying? Like Nashville's but that's what happens when you're linked up and you work with like a legend like that. You know, that legend mode right there is like people just want to work with him because he's Mannie Fresh, and so like I was just able to like kind of tag along and just build with them, you know, so it's been dope.
So he like connected you a lot, right?
Yeah, big time.
Big time production, big timers.
Yeah. He co-signed me, you know what I mean? Like I was able to be with him. It got to the point where I built a team for him, you know. I started bringing in producers and writers and engineers to his house, and because his studio at his house. And so it evolved too. Like everything, you know, you could either stay where you're at or it can evolve. And that evolved into me trying to do a little bit more business stuff with him. I don't know if you're familiar with Splice. It's a website where a lot of producers go and they get sounds and, you know, sounds and plugins. You can like samples, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And so Splice they're super multi-billion company now, but when they were just kind of getting started, they were still kind of big. I called them, hooked them up with Mannie, and we did like a sample kit to sell. And, you know, I started just doing more business stuff, like connecting them, bringing in, building up the team. And so now we have like different writers, different producers, different engineers.
And that's dope.
So you took more on like the business side at that point,
well,
right?
Both. You know, I definitely wanted, my main thing was music, you know. And when I say business, like I'm not a manager or nothing like that, but I just realized like I was so in with him that I was like, if I have a connect somewhere else and I have this guy here, I can put that together and make a little bit more money. You know, so I was like,
Yeah.
maybe let me do a little bit more of that. You know, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's dope.
Because for Chingo Bling, he said it was Baby Bash, right?
Okay.
That helped him connect and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. He said that Baby Bash was the one that took him on tour and had him do a bunch of stuff or whatever. But yeah, that's the first time he ever like toured or went outside of Houston or whatever, you know, like. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, for me too. Honestly, like the very first thing that took me out of the city was Frankie J and Ladium Entertainment that used to be here in Houston. They had Chameleonaire. They had who they have? Frankie J, Baby Bash, Rob G, Natalie. Now Natalie works with the Rockets. Nat OG. But yeah, my first 2-3 tours with Frankie J and Baby Bash. Baby Bash is OG, bro. You know, like he's been doing it for so long. He shows nothing but love to everybody. Like he sees you and he likes you. He's gonna say what's up. He's gonna put you on. He's gonna put you to work. It's so Chingo's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Chingo's like he's like a brand. He's a thing. He has so many characters and he's super talented. He's funny. He could rap. He could write. He could, you know, his podcast is dope. You know, so it's like. How could you run into Chingo and not like want to do something with Chingo?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that they did a video in Vegas, Chingo and Bash, and I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? Because it was the first time I saw like rap mixed with the like Mexicano culture. Like I was like, this dude's talking about all the
tamales and shit.
Yeah, like I was like, what the hell? This shit is tight, you know?
Yeah. All right, you want to go on a quick break?
We're gonna go on a quick break, guys. We'll be back.
Yes, sir.
I think it was fire. Like I remember even because I was a kid, I seen Chingo. Like I think he was in the I don't know if it was Riding Dirty or Turn It Up music video or something. So it was like, man, who's this guy with this big old Texas hat?
Yeah.
And then I remember even recently looking at it's like a Texas rap album cover. It got like all the old school J Prince. It was at his ranch.
Man, I there's the freestyle video, the Pepsi
Oh
Smash.
yeah, that too. He was in that too.
Yeah. So
it's like he's very even outside the Latin community, he's very like known, you know, especially in Texas. So I remember seeing that like way
You're
back.
recording already?
Yeah. He told us that Kanye West had asked him for a picture.
Who? Oh yeah, I saw that because I saw that episode. Because when Chingo told me about it, he was like, you know, this is the podcast, and I saw all the Chingos thing, and I was like, dang, Kanye.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Like recently or back in the day?
Back then.
No, back then.
Yeah, that he's like that. Kanye West was like, "Oh, you're Chingo Bling. Can I get a picture?"
That's
and
fire.
that he's like, I didn't want to ask for a picture back. He's like, because I thought it was too cool, you know. And then he's like, now I'm just like, damn, I wish I had that fucking
Or
picture because
anybody.
nobody believes him, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody took a picture.
Wow.
But,
I mean, that picture is somewhere out there. You know, it has to be, right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's on somebody's Razor phone.
So, because you're talking about how you've been on all these projects and everything, do you feel like producers don't get the recognition they deserve, or do you feel like you're in it, not specifically you, but like producers are in it knowing that they're not gonna get any like?
No, me too, bro. Like, you know, it's you know, you gotta have passion and love for it. You know, it's got to start with that, and you can't go into a room saying, "I'm fucking Steve O Valdez. Put me on that shit. That's my credit." Like, you can't do that. Like, you gotta like, they gotta know you. You have to have some sort of history back. You know, some sort of credits. Otherwise, there's artists nowadays. It's a common practice for you to go do a song, and they pay you, work for hire, and they don't even put your name on it.
Yeah.
You know, and so like it's hard to build as a producer sometimes because of that. You know, they don't want to use you if you're nobody. You know what I'm saying? And so like, but they want your music and.
Yeah.
So no, it's hard. It's hard out there to build, you know. That's why it goes back to that same analogy we were talking about with the artists. Like, just build who you are, build your situation, make a name for yourself, and then kind of work your way up, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've we're talking in the car if I was going to talk about this, but I struggled a lot with, you know, like credits and stuff like that in the past, you know, and you would do records with people and not get credit on it, or they would credit you as like an engineer, or they would credit it. I'm like, kind of made that whole song right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you not going to credit me as a producer? But you have to kind of earn that, you know. It's like a collaboration thing, you know.
Yeah.
They want somebody who's got a nice name versus the guy coming up, you know.
So how do you feel about like, because I feel like, okay, like there's big producers out there, so like Metro Boomin, that's the first one that came to my head, but there's others, you know, and then they have their tags, you know, and then but now they're like artists themselves, like not rappers, but people know them like, oh, that's Metro Boomin, like same fame,
or even like
as
Khaled or something, where
yeah,
it's
like Khaled, like
yeah,
because a lot of people get like, oh, what the hell does he even do? You know, like people are just like questioning him, like why is he famous in the first place? You know, but
I kind of want to say something. I think like as any type of any business really, a lot of times we have talent. Like you can be a chef, but if you don't know how to administrate it or sell it, then it becomes an issue trying to grow it.
Yeah, the business crazy.
Right. So I think that a lot of times whether you're a producer and you feel like you're not getting credited, a lot of like on some level it is like you got to work your way up and earn it, and then the other part too is like, man, is it a relationship or is it, like you said, is it work for hire? So it's stuff like that.
Well, that's one thing I did learn was you have to learn to communicate that up front.
Yeah.
And the coolest, so you got to learn how to go in and ask for what you want to ask for without looking like a dick or without looking like, oh man, like this guy thinks he's this and that. You know what I'm saying? And or ruin the relationship. You know, you might have this opportunity, and as a producer, you're like, hell yeah, I'm about to go work with 2 Chainz, or I'm about to go work with.
But if you come in with like a split sheet on the table,
yeah,
they're gonna be like, bro, like hold on, we don't even know if we want to use you yet.
Yeah.
You look weak. Yeah, you look kind of
Yeah.
like, who is this guy? We got Mike Will over here just making music, not asking for nothing, just down because. So it's like a balance, you know, like and it's kind of frowned upon with some of the cool guys, the cool kids in the industry, like, oh, you're coming in with like split sheets or you're talking business. And
split sheets being like percentages of
you put it's like a paper that says this is the name of the song, this is who's on it, who wrote it, you get 50%, you get 20%. So that's recommended from all the attorneys and the business people and but in the real game, like it just be a bunch of dudes smoking weed in the studio. So it's like, oh, by the way, guys, here's the split sheet. I wanted to know if you need 20%. You know, like bro, get out of here, dog. We'll erase this song right now. You know, for real.
Not for real. Or they'll find another producer and remake it better.
But if you don't do that, or if you don't talk about it, then you don't get what you want, and so now you're pissed afterwards. You're like, damn. So
it's like gray area, and like
it's fucking weird.
Damn, that sounds hard.
It is hard. Like even you mentioning Gunna and like Metro Boomin, they'll do the collaboration project with like a 21 Savage or something. I think it's genius because it's like, hey man, I'm gonna give you some quality work. You're getting quality production. I think they're talking about it. Like, hey man, let's do a joint project. I want my face on the cover next to your face. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying it has to be like that, but that's just one way it shows like, hey man, you can solidify yourself not just as a producer, as an artist, but as a producer as well. Yeah. So it's fire. Like,
but I think it happens. There's like in every business, it happens to somebody.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. Like it's with graphic designers. I mean, when you do covers or something like that, people it doesn't say, "Oh, by Rollie Vogues," you know, or anything like that. So
but if you were like somebody super huge, they want to put your name on it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like going back to like, man, build, do the work until they're calling you. Yeah. And but you were saying something earlier about producers being artists or like having their name. That's one thing I'm trying to start doing too, you know, and I started seeing that with DJs. Like, you know, DJs, they have a name, you know, they're like a thing. They're an artist, you know, but they're just doing the music, and then they would be like DJ featuring an artist, and it's like the artist singing the whole song, and I'm like, how is it featuring him, and why is this dude's name on it? But once I kind of saw that, I was like, oh, that's dope. Then I seen Khaled do it, and I started seeing like producers do it, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. So
kind of like orchestrating the whole song, you know. And I feel like I did that shit when I was in high school. No, I was 16. I have this song called Southside Groovin', right? So and I know it's like I sampled the original Southside Groovin' song but obviously it's like not legal and shit, you know. And then I put it over.
We're gonna bleep that.
We got him. You heard that?
I put it over a Stat Quo beat, and then so it was the whole song, and then I had like 9 people on it. That was like me, and then I had like 8 different artists, and then but none of the artists like really knew each other, but because of that song, they kind of like knew of each other, and from there it kind of built that into what it is today. Not like it's big or anything.
How long was that song though?
Nah, it was like 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, but
I mean it's long, but I thought you were gonna say it was like 15 minutes.
Nah, it was like 16 bars each. And then the hook was like really fast. It was like it's that one beat, that's that cool beat that goes beep, 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 beep. It's like really fast. So it's like a fast
enter beat now.
But yeah, no, we're just talking about it not so long ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
I think a good way to do that is make an album. Like that's one thing that it's easy for me to present that to artists now because going back to asking for what you want, you can't go to an artist and say, "Hey man, put me on your album, but make it me featuring you." That don't make sense. Yeah. But if I make my own album, the Steve O Valdez album, and I want to put Antho on it, or I want to put Baby Bash or something, I'm gonna say, "Baby Bash, I have this album I'm working on. I want to feature you on one of my songs." "Oh, bet, let me check it out." "Oh, that's a tight beat. Yeah, I'm down." He gets on it. He raps on it. I put it out. It's kind of been established from the beginning. It's me featuring you, even though I didn't sing or nothing like that. So it's just, you just got to make sure you communicate all that stuff properly.
And, are you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so like the whole Gunna and like Metro Boomin, let's use them as an example. Like, you know how they talk to each other and then they might or might not talk about like percentages and stuff like that. But do you think that's where the managers come in and they talk behind the scenes? Like they do the work, but their managers or their point of contact or whatever.
I think that's the most professional way that I've seen it happen is that you try to keep the vibe cool, so you're just like, all right, like let's do the work. Let's not talk about none of the business. Let's just make dope music. Yeah, as long as it sounds dope. And then when you walk away, the guys with the suits come in.
Yeah. And then that way it doesn't ruin their relationship and stuff, right?
It can still be ruined if you start asking for more than what you deserve or if it's unfair or whatever, But, you just keep it cool and just...
Do you have a manager?
I do not have a manager.
So you do pretty much everything by yourself?
I have a lawyer. So it's, if you have a lawyer, it's kind of the same thing when you're negotiating. It's send the lawyer. So I've noticed a lot of writers, producers, they'll have lawyers, and the lawyers are they're gonna negotiate all the numbers, and the managers are more like booking, trying to find opportunities,
or like promoting you.
Yeah,
in a way, right?
Yeah, they're helping you find situations to promote you, TV shows, radio placements. They're just booking stuff.
Yeah, and in your case, obviously it's more beneficial to have a lawyer, right?
Yeah, I don't do shows. I'm not,
Yeah.
It is good to have a manager, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not like super active like that where I just feel like I can't handle it myself,
Yeah.
I think that's a very important point though, like, because you do see a lot of like upcoming people, and this isn't to downplay managers, by the way, but it's like you'll see like a young artist, that's still trying to grow a following, and it's like, oh, just hit my manager. And it's like, dog, like you might have missed an opportunity to build with somebody.
Yeah, because that comes off looking dumb.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like, there's certain things that if you can manage yourself before you have to execute going to a manager.
Yeah, especially when the manager's your mom.
The bombager or whatever.
Yeah, call my manager and it's your mom waiting with her purse. Like,
so it's like I've seen that like on Instagram. I follow a bunch of artists or whatever, and there's some that are coming up like that, and they'll do the Q&As or whatever on their stories, and they'll be like, "Hey, I'd love to have you on a feature," and they'll be like, "Hit my manager up or something." But I know that their manager or they are as easily reachable as their manager, so it's like, why not just like, if it's just like another artist that's below your level type shit or something.
So it'd be more like if you're, I guess, like reachable, then maybe you should handle it, right? But if you're like if you like for if I'm trying to hit somebody up and I know they're not gonna open the DMs, then might as well reach the manager, right?
Exactly.
But if they're gonna open the DM, then then
If you're gonna open the DM and then say, okay, we'll contact this person, like I think that's already kind of whack. You know, like
yeah.
just talk about it.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to figuring out like what's worth your time or not. So let's say you're upcoming, you got 10, 15,000 followers, and you got people, hey, I need your beats, or hey, I need your videos. If you do videos, I need a feature from you. It might be better to like look into the situations you're getting into first. Like, who are you? Like, what do you like?
Right.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
And if it's worth your time,
make that relationship.
cool. Like, make that relationship.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know?
I feel like I'm sorry,
No,
I
go
cut you
ahead.
off. I was gonna say like I feel like you can tell what kind of artist the person reaching out to you is even based off their Instagram. Like if they're showing that they're doing a bunch of work, they're out there, they're promoting, then you're like, okay, like there's something there, you know. But if they have like 5 posts and then one of them is like an audio track and it's just like, you know, it's just like like they look like they're just not about it like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was gonna say like, are y'all familiar with Crystal Poppin'?
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's the homie GT Garza, right? His artist.
Yeah. So shout out GT Garza, shout out KP. So like her situation is kind of like that. Like I know her as well through him, but she's the artist, and then she has a manager, which is Junior DS Junior, and then she has her DJ, which is C3. And I talked to all 3 of them like it's nothing. Like that's her manager, but I don't have to go through him to be able to talk to her about any design work or anything. It's just like we just all talk like it's normal, you know what I mean? So she does have her manager, but I feel like he comes in more when it's like a more like I don't know how, like a bigger opportunity is gonna come around, and it just makes it more legit, you know.
You just gotta be approachable, man. Like I think those are the most pleasant people to work with.
Yeah.
Is people who can, you know, talk to, be chill with, you know. Like we said earlier, like when it's time to do business, we can do business. We can let those guys talk about it. If you want to book her, maybe there's some logistics or contracts you might have to do. Like she could talk about it, we could talk about it, but and then pass it over to the attorney or to the manager, you know. But
No, I think what you're saying is being approachable is like key.
right, because that builds a relationship.
Yeah, and it just makes the person look more like más humilde.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, because nobody wants to work with somebody who's all like arrogant, or you know, you can't talk to them, like don't even look at you the whole time. They're just like looking away, like, hey, yeah, that's cool, man. They're talking to you, but they're looking that way. You know.
I mean, and maybe this is like super like off topic, you know, but like whenever I know like a lot of artists and like a lot of big people like wear glasses, you know, even though like they're in the room. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because we were like in the car, like, should we wear shades? I was like, yeah, bro, that's tight. We should wear shades.
because I hate, not that it's happened, right, but like I hate whenever they're like, you know, big artists when they're wearing shades, and I'm the type of person that I like to make eye contact when I'm talking to somebody, and sometimes like I feel like when there's people that if you were wearing the shades, I would have been like,
you're just looking at yourself.
like oh my god. But yeah, like that, I feel like obviously it's an image, you know, that they're trying, like that.
Or they're really high and they don't want you to see their eyes, you know.
Or that too.
Or they're insecure, you know. Like there's a lot of, you know, you could dig deep into why people wear glasses. They might just be real nervous or insecure or whatever. So
I never thought about it like that with them being insecure.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm insecure, but when I do wear shades, I just like I care a little bit less. I don't know if that matters. Like I'm just kind of like
maybe it's like a mask.
Yeah, it's like you hide behind it. I'm like, you can't really see me right now.
So when do you wear the shades? Like
never really, but I'm just when I do like. I remember back in the day when we were on tour and stuff like that. I was younger. I had shades I would wear shades in the club. I was wearing shades.
You were one of those.
I was
guys?
one of those stupid. But it was like 2005. You know what I'm saying? 2006. But yeah, I would wear shades and walk into a restaurant, wear the shades, never take them off. You know, just hey, I'm a star. Like you know, like
you're like I'm a badass.
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat this taco looking like a badass.
Like all like with your fingers up, 3 fingers up, like.
That's fine.
But what were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
my bad.
I was gonna say, so like when me, even us having a conversation in the car, like I had LASIK done like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh shit.
That too, medical.
And then also I blink a lot, so like I don't know, I be feeling like, man,
You
what
got
if
like
they
dry
notice?
eyes or something.
Yeah,
Hey.
like for real. So I was like, man, should I wear shades? That was why that conversation happened. So
Oh.
Hey, now everybody watching is gonna watch your eyes and shit. Like, damn, he
know.
does blink a lot.
Now
This,
he's
this
like-
whole time
Yeah.
I'm talking to him, I'm looking to see if you're blinking a lot,
Oh,
but I
wow.
think it's normal.
Now you're gonna try to keep your eyes open.
The first time we did one of the videos, he had the day before that or 2 days before that, he did LASIK. And he comes to my house and his eyes are like red because I don't know, it's like it bleeds or something.
it's bruised.
It bruised,
Oh, okay.
and I was like,
Yours
"Damn,
didn't
bro."
get like that,
Yeah.
right?
No, I didn't get like that.
Oh,
I had
for real?
I had
Jesse's had it
LASIK
too.
done. Like it's been years already.
Hey,
but
they messed you up, bro.
No,
No, I
it
think
was-
it's different on everybody.
Yeah.
yeah. But I remember when real quick on the LASIK thing, like right after they did it, they're like, you're gonna after you get up, you're gonna see kind of like milky, right? And I'm like milky, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be kind of foggy and everything. And I opened my eyes, and it was clear. I was able to see, but everything had like a white, like if they put a white filter over my eyes, and I was like, damn, like it's like milky, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
so crazy.
That's
like,
what milky is.
yeah, that's what. Okay,
So
I
you
see.
know what though? I was at, I forgot. Oh, I was like at, recently my grandpa passed away, right?
Oh,
so I was
sorry
at
to
my
hear
grand.
that. Yeah.
Thank you. But I was at my grandma's house, and he called me, and then he's like, "Babe, I think my eyes, like my thing opened," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then he's like, "You know how I guess they cut your eye, and
Oh,
then
they
just,
take
like,
the cornea out, I think, and they
they, like-
insert a lens or something. They flap it open,
Yeah.
put a lens in there,
yeah, where
close
you know
it
that
back.
little flap, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like, "I think it opened."
Yeah, because
Because they tell you not to rub your eyes.
yeah, okay, so like what happens, right? Because they cut it with something, they open it, and then after that, it just seals itself, right? Like
Yeah.
they don't do no surgery, like nothing like that. So the other day, I was on the computer and I started rubbing my eyes hard as fuck, like that.
After he told me that he saw a video of how your eye moves when you rub it, right?
Yeah, I saw an
And he
X-ray.
told me-
I saw an X-ray video, and like the person's like rubbing their eye, their whole like because your eye is connected to like this
Optic nerve.
yeah, that, and then like it moves inside your skull, like if you press your eyeball, like the whole thing moves, you know. And I was like, I'm never fucking rubbing my eyes. Next thing you know, the same day, I'm just like rubbing the fuck out of my eyes.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, it does.
feel good.
And then I start feeling like I have like an eyelash or something, right?
Oh no.
And I'm just like, oh shit, like, oh, it's an eyelash. Let me go take it out, right? I go to the restroom, and then my eyeball is like, I don't know, the
It's
the
super
layer.
gooey.
Yeah, the layer on top of it got real gooey, and so whenever I would look like this, and it would, like right here, it would like not overlap. It would like make a bubble.
Yeah, we'll show
And I
y'all a
was like,
picture because it
I don't
sounds,
have.
it sounds
insert
really
picture.
gross.
Is
Huh?
this recent? Like
Yeah.
this just happened?
Yeah,
You
it's
got
just
him all nervous now.
But I got
No, but
I got
I mean-
LASIK done a long
Yeah,
time
he got
ago,
it
so-
like maybe back in 14.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
years later you
Yeah,
did that.
this is
Yeah,
this
this is like-
literally just happened
like
like
last
a
week.
month ago.
Yeah.
Oh
How'd you
no,
fix it, or what happened?
it's like it's nothing.
Yeah. So
It's
I was
literally
looking
like-
it up on YouTube, and I couldn't find anything. All the stuff I would find on Google was like super like
Cancer.
You're gonna lose your eye and all
Yeah,
this
when he
shit.
told me I was at my grandma's, and I'm like, well, just don't go to Google because you're
And then-
literally gonna think you're dying.
And then there was this one video I found, and it had like maybe 1,000 views or some shit like that. And the girl's like, I had the same thing. She showed pictures. It was like a slideshow type of video, PowerPoint type shit. And then at the end, it just said, "Don't do anything; it'll go away." And then I just waited it out, and the next day it was gone. So I was like, "Okay,
Wow.
I'm fixed," you know?
Yes, your mom. She said, "Pues ya no te talles."
Yeah.
Now we'll show you the pictures. Super gross. I was like, no.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I was freaking out. I'm not gonna lie.
I literally got here because we did like, we're Catholic, so we did like the rosary, right? We were doing the rosary, so we finished, and I was like, whatever. So then when he called me, I was just like, I got kind of worried because I was like, damn, if his flap opened up, then I have to take him to the hospital, right? And we hate going to like the hospital and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then when I get here, he's like, oh my God. He's like, I just saw this video. And then I was like, do you want to go to the hospital? And he's like, no, it says nothing's going to happen. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
You're gonna trust that one girl with 1,000 views. Yeah. She said it's cool, babe. We're good. We don't have to do it.
I was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask. So Antho, you're like in the. Would you say that you're in the building phase right now of your career, or you're kind of like established, or?
I think I'm always in the building phase. I've done some cool stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely in the building phase for sure.
What's one of the coolest stuff you've done?
I've done like some work with. So even like recently, I do a lot of work with. I don't know if y'all know Kiati.
Yeah, Kiati.
So I do a lot of his content. We got like a partnership going, so we do a lot of stuff. But
He
like,
just shot one of his videos, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask like content as in like videos or
right, music videos, even music production. So we do a lot of stuff. And the funny thing is like me and him linked up because of Chameleonaire. So me and Chameleonaire was talking. No, him and Chameleonaire was talking, and Kiati was like, "Man, you know, he had just left 97 the box, and he was trying to go to 93.7 or something. So it was like that in between period." And he was just saying some ideas about what he was trying to do. And then I had just started doing videos, like brand new to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, I was like, man, let's do it. Like, let's just get together. And then every sentence has been like super cool. So,
Shit.
but
It's
yeah,
al-
I know.
Yeah, I think it's always cool whenever you find somebody that's trying to do something and you're learning as well, and then like you're growing at the same time together.
Right.
Because I feel like that makes it a bigger, genuine relationship, right?
No, for sure. And it's definitely been a learning experience because, like, it's kind of like you said, like, it kind of jumped me into the video stuff. I got people, like, I didn't know this was going to be a business, you know, me doing videos. And it's
You were
like,
just doing it because you liked it.
yeah, like, I was interested in it. Learned a few tricks from YouTube, and then it was like, all right, let's try it. And then, like, now people actually want stuff. So it's like, oh, crap. You know, this is kind of cool.
That's hard.
Well, as soon as you do something with somebody with the name like Kiati, everybody knows Kiati.
Mm-hmm.
So you do something with Kiati, then all of a sudden everybody else is like, "Oh, bro, hey, let me get your let me get your IG real quick. Like, how much for a video?"
Yeah, we had a photographer recently. Shout out Mike, right?
Yeah, Mike.
He does like a lot of he does both, right?
What?
He does photography or photography?
Mostly photography.
Yeah. Was it mostly photography?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he does like photography, right? And he does like a lot of like athletes. So he'll post them like on his website and I mean on his like IG.
Right,
and he
right.
says that that's what's gotten him a lot of like.
Yeah, his clients got him more work. Like,
Yeah.
he's friends with a bunch of NBA, like Rockets players, Texans players, shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
You should watch his episode. It's
Mike?
really Mike De Leon. It's really
Is
funny.
it recent?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's recent.
I think I saw some of it.
Yeah, he's really funny, but he says it too, like, you know, one connection got him another client,
Right.
and it's photography, you know, so it's like,
It's like that for a lot of things. Like I have one of my barbers, Julian from Empire. He started cutting one of the football Merciless, one of the football players.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name? Merciless? I'm not really into sports.
Yeah,
Is that his
me
name?
neither.
I don't watch football.
Oh, okay. Nobody here watches football. Anyways, it was he started cutting one of their haircuts, and then he was like, "Dang, your cut looks tight." And then so one of the other players was like, you know, and then another player, and then another player, and then basketball people from the Rockets, and now this dude has like 3 barbershops. I'm just like, damn,
shit.
like, and he started just renting a chair somewhere. I remember back in the day, and now it just blew up, and it's all just networking.
Yeah, definitely.
No advertisement, just straight networking.
Definitely.
yeah, that's what he was saying, that he does a lot of like, Mike, right, that he went to go do the whole soul, what's it called?
Soul Cycle.
Soul Cycle, and
Oh, I gotta know who this is because like everything you're saying, I literally like I just did Soul Cycle too.
Oh, for real?
What is Soul Cycle?
It's like some.
It's
I think it's a
like
women's
at the-
bicycle thing. Is it just women's or?
I don't know.
It's
I've
everybody.
never done it. Yeah,
Okay.
but
It's a cycling thing. It's like you're in, and it's like they play hip hop and you're just like dancing.
They're
Like,
Oh, like
going
spin?
hard.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like spin
kinda
class
like
type
that,
shit.
Yeah, I just bought a Peloton, by the way.
Oh, really?
It just got delivered Wednesday.
Oh.
I'm trying to get this down, you know what I mean?
Let me know how that goes. I've seen a lot of people buy that because I used to work with attorneys, and like I know like most of them like would have that, you know, and
They have like clothes on it.
yeah, no, they say they join like a lot of the classes, you know,
Yeah.
that they offer. But I've never, you know, I just go to the gym and.
I started biking like for real, like in October, November.
Yeah.
And man, it's been dope. Like I
But like
low key
with the
love
whole
it.
like the when you go like on the little mountains and stuff like that.
No,
or
I don't
what?
do the mountain stuff. I do more of the like
Parks and roads and.
yeah, more of the road biking stuff. Like I don't dress like that, you know what I mean? Because I feel like first of all, like you gotta cut it or something.
No, you can finish your.
Okay, I don't dress like that because first of all, I feel like you gotta be skinny to wear that kind of stuff. You know, the little tight spandex stuff, and you know, and also, you know, it's expensive. That sport's expensive. You want one of those real nice bikes. So I have a gravel bike. It's like a hybrid, but yeah, it's one of those little drop down things. I wear like a skateboarding helmet with a bunch of stickers on it, you know. But yeah, it's tight. I stay on the streets though. I don't like doing the road stuff. I mean the mountain stuff.
Okay, with that being said, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back.
Yep.
It's expensive, dog. Like, and if you want like those, if you want to get like those, what do they call it? Not aluminum, carbon fiber wheels and all that. Just the wheels alone are like $400, $500 per wheel, $2,000 for the nice ones. Like, damn, people just. I have another bike that cost me $400. You know, the whole bike.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I started off on a BMX cruiser bike.
Okay.
You know, I like those. You know, I never did none of those critical mass things or anything. I want to.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about that.
Well, the reason I haven't done it is because like they fuck around and do like 20 miles and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I
While they drink, right?
yeah, they're like smoking. I'm older now, so like when like I'm not old, but I'm just saying I'm older. So like anytime I do anything like that, if I do it, I don't do none of that. By the way, no. But like I get all dizzy and I'm just like, okay, I gotta be chill. But yeah, like it's all about your butt. Like it hurts like crazy. After like a couple miles, you're like your body don't hurt, your legs don't hurt, it's like your butt's hurting. And so you got to get used to it, you know, and it takes time to build up. So I've built up to it now I could do it, but I still haven't done it. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Have you said you have kids, right?
Yeah, I have one. She's 1 and 4 months. And then I have another one on the way.
Oh, really? A boy or girl?
I don't know. We find out in like a week or two.
Are you have a girl, and do you want the boy or you want another girl?
I'm gonna be happy. This is like everybody says the same
I know.
thing. As long as it's healthy, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, but the truth is that I want both. I don't know. Like as a guy, I want a boy. You know, I want to have a little mini me running around. I want to like pass on the legacy. Not that you can't pass on the legacy with a girl, but he'll carry my name and this is now your son. No, mijo. Yeah. The reason I think I want a boy is because I love my daughter so much right now that I just don't want. I feel like I'm cheating on her or something. You know, like it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Like I don't want to split. Like that's my baby girl. You know what I mean? That's mija. That's my little daughter. Like
You want her just to be the only princess? In a
yes,
way? Yeah.
yes. Now if I have another girl, I think it'd be fire. I honestly want another girl. I like being a girl dad. You know. But if I have a boy, I ain't gonna be mad at it. You know. I think they both have the benefit. You know.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say because boys are like crazy.
I don't know. I heard that. I have a friend with a boy, and he's like jumping up and down on the couches.
Yeah, our son broke his tooth when he was 1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
We literally have no idea because I didn't realize until when I was changing his diaper and he was like laughing, and I'm like, oh my god, his tooth
Yeah, the
is
chipped tooth.
Yeah,
Y'all have one?
we have one.
Yeah.
He's about to be 4 in July.
Yeesh. Yeah.
Yeah, but we before him we only had nieces, you know, and they're super chill. They're sassy, you know. They have the little attitude, but whenever I had my son, I was like, holy shit, like boys are crazy. Like I didn't understand why he was like, not that he's not bad, you know, but they're very active,
energetic. Yeah.
You know, he's full of energy. And then after my son, literally everybody in the family had nothing but boys.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, okay, I see. They're crazy. Boys are crazy, you know. But they're fun though.
Yeah, I just feel like because he's a silver tooth kid, right?
Oh, what?
My son, he's a silver tooth kid.
Oh.
Explain why.
I was going to because he had chipped his tooth.
Shout out every hood in Houston, Texas.
But he doesn't. Well, I don't know. Does he have silver tooth like behavior or not?
Sometimes, but not really.
But yeah, because he had chipped his tooth, and then we're like, oh fuck, whatever, you know. And then he chipped it again, and now it was like
the same one or another one.
The same one.
Okay.
And it was like so. Now it was like half the size of all his other teeth, you know. So we had an appointment with a specialist, and then COVID hit.
Oh.
And then so they closed everything, and we would go and the dentist, everything was closed, and we're like, fuck. And
you
then
didn't understand the stress over a freaking tooth, like you know, it was like through the roof, like both of us.
And
right?
then they were like saying like before they shut everything down, they were like, oh, we need to work on that tooth now because the nerve is exposed and everything, and it could get infected, and which it did. You know, it ended up getting infected, and then the ones next to it got infected too, so they had to take all of them out. And then
they took the one that was like, you know, broken. They took that tooth out, so he doesn't have anything. But the ones next to it have like
they have the cap, right?
The cap. And I felt so bad, you know, because my son, if he's a very like he can be very shy, you know. And at first I don't think he realized like the silver, you know, like the teeth. I feel like he doesn't like to really smile with it. But then Roland has a grill, so Roland put the grill on
bottom grill, top grill.
Yeah, bottom.
You're like both.
And my son was like amazed when he saw that he had.
Oh, that's good. So he was like, I got a grill too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me see yours, and then like he like does the cheese thing.
Yeah, the paw wall.
The paw.
But yeah, point is, boys are crazy. They're fun, you know, but they are like, I think they are like more closer to the mom though, for sure.
Yeah, and I've heard that girls are closer to their dads.
Yeah, that's how your daughter is?
Man, my daughter loves me. Like, the first thing, it don't matter who goes and gets her out of the crib, the first word she says when she wakes up is "Daddy."
Aww.
I love that. Like,
I want a girl.
I turn on the light and she's like, "Daddy." You know, and I mean, every parent probably feels like this, but I feel like my daughter's super smart. Like, I'm teaching her already, like, she's can count.
On the piano.
Yeah, she'll go. I have a grand piano in my house, and so she like walks up. She can't even see, and she's just like blink, 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 blink. But I teach her. I'm like, how old are you? 1. What's your name? Emmy.
What's her name? Emily
Emilia.
Or Emilia? Our son is Milo.
Milo?
Yeah.
Like Milo.
It says Milo. Yeah, people thought it was Emilio, and we named it. But it's just.
But we just wanted like a short name, just Milo. And
I like Emmy, honestly. Like, now that I've called her Emmy so long, like, I wouldn't mind calling her, like, naming her Emmy, but
I like that name too, babe.
What, Emmy?
For our daughter.
No, we can't have it no more because people have it. You heard it here first.
I heard it first year. They named their daughter after my. Nah.
I'll throw the whole episode away.
Yeah. That's what I would do, yeah.
No, it's because my name's Evelyn, so it starts with an E. Yeah. But we wanted to name our daughter Alina. Because we wanted like a Hispanic name, you know?
Me too, yeah.
We wanted Alina, but I've been looking for like a name with the E. But like just a short name that doesn't sound like super, you know?
Like L, Emmy. One of my best friends called his daughter L. I named my daughter after Emilia Rose Valdez, right? I named her Emilia Rose. I know it's stupid, but at the time we were watching Game of Thrones.
My God.
And the Queen of Dragons. What's her name? Daenerys.
Daenerys.
Yeah, so she's Emilia Clarke, but it's Emilia Rose Clarke.
That's who we were for Halloween.
Who are you? Jon Snow?
Yeah, the Grand Value or whatever.
The what?
The Great Value version. Grand Value. Great Value version and shit.
Yeah.
It's because I had
Yeah.
to wear like this blonde wig, and my son he's like into like dinosaurs and dragons, right, or whatever. So he was one of the dragons.
One of the dragons.
Yeah.
I was like in love with that show, and I'm in love with Emilia Clarke still. No. No, so yeah, we both like the show. We both like her, and we both like the name Emilia, and we're looking for a middle name. We're like, oh, Emilia Rose is tight.
That's hard.
But I like the just Emmy sounds really badass.
I don't even think she knows her name's Emilia. Yeah, she won't even respond to it.
Because you know how Hispanics always have a nickname. You know, I don't know if it's only Hispanics, but like my father-in-law finds a nickname for everything. Like my name's Evelyn, and he calls me Gremlin. Like, but it's just
I thought you meant like a short name. Like,
well, okay, that's what I thought. Nicknames to me was a short name, right? But my son's name is Milo. But he calls him Loco, and I'm like, you're literally calling him.
Tight, yeah.
You're calling
like,
him.
he never calls anybody by their name. It's always gonna be like
only Laura and Carla.
Yeah.
They don't have nicknames, right?
No.
But yeah, like pretty much my father-in-law, like, so he calls my son Mi Loco, and it's literally longer than his actual name. But Mi
Loco.
Yeah. So like then it's like Millie Rock. Erica calls him that, right?
Millie
like
Rock,
they just call him like different names when his name is so short, you know?
Yeah.
But the whole reason I was asking about if you had kids was because my son has a balance bike. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, it's the ones without the pedals, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the little kids racing?
with them?
Yes.
I've seen the TikToks like of like the kids, but I haven't seen them.
There's like
racing.
literal races, like organized sports.
Oh, for real?
For
Yeah.
real?
And
I
it's a
didn't know
bunch
that.
of little kids just. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen
They're
it.
like, there's no pedal, so they kind of like lean forward.
They have
It's
to put their
they,
feet,
They have to like walk with it, and then it has a little.
and then they just take off.
Kick off.
Yeah.
Or-
You should definitely invest in one for your daughter.
Is it
They're
good?
super fun. Like, I mean, I think that it helps them balance. You know, I feel like that one is probably gonna help them skip the training wheels
Okay.
because they're learning to balance.
Yeah, because he
themselves.
does it now. Like before, he would be like, and he would fall over and shit and catch himself. But now he just kicks off. Like we even with the slightest kickoff, like he's just like already like gliding.
Okay, you
and
got to
shit.
learn how to like
Yeah.
find the center of
Yeah.
gravity. Yeah.
Before he used to just like put his feet like this, and he'll be like, you know, and
I'm
then
happy.
now he knows that where the feet goes. We'll show it to you. He
Yeah.
like freaking uses it inside the house like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
But that since you're talking about bikes, is definitely so.
Y'all never let him run around the podcast?
No,
He's been on the podcast
He's been
before,
on, yeah,
Like as a guest?
yeah, but just a little us video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that's
he
cool.
likes to just sit down and we're like he could hear himself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just, but again, he's very shy. But if he's comfortable, then he's good. But if he doesn't know you, he's probably just like all shy.
I had one more thing, bro. Bringing it back to the music thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I had one question. When I asked you about if you were building like everything, like, do you guys feel in the music industry or in any industry, like, as soon as you see an opportunity, like, do you take it right away, or do you kind of like never prioritize it like that? Like, because you were saying like you work with 2 Chainz or something, right? Like they're like, hey, we got 2 Chainz in the studio. And they're like, you want to come through right now? You know how it's usually like, come through right now. And like, do y'all go and
It
shit?
depends
Depends.
on who it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like this dude got some money, but he's like not really doing it, for lack of a better term, he's a nobody. Nah, you know what I mean? Like I got fam stuff. I got this. I got that. You know.
Okay,
but
yeah.
No, yeah. If it's 2 Chainz, and he needs a beat, and you got these beats, hey babe, I gotta go do this. I'm gonna try to make it happen.
Right.
Like, wouldn't you agree with that?
I definitely feel like it has to. Well, I would say either I gotta like it or it has to be beneficial. Like it's not just about the money. It might be, hey man, it's come through for free. Such and such is gonna be there. It's like, all right, cool, let's do it. Like
Yeah.
I guess opportunity based or something.
Yeah.
You hit it. You hit the nail on the head. Like I either got to be interested or have passion behind it or like it,
Right.
or it's somebody that's like a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, like
And it's always gonna be a hit and miss, right? Like, let's say like you
Always.
take the opportunity, and then
I would say most of the time it's a miss.
yeah, because nothing after that, like nothing might happen after that,
Right.
You know. But at least you were able to either experience it, meet them, or build some sort of connection around that person or something like that. So
And let me just say, let me ask you, because it happens to Roland a lot, right? Where they're like, hey, like, it's big people, right? Like, that have like a big following. They're like, hey, do this design for me and I'll get you followers. Does that something similar happen to y'all?
All the time.
My
Really?
whole life.
yeah.
It only, I feel it only works when it's like an actual relationship where it's like, okay, they've been kicking I've been seeing this dude everywhere this person goes. Let me tap in and see who this person is. Perfect example, Kiati. Like, I've noticed, like, strategically, like, my followers have went up, organically. It's not no bought stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool just to see that. But I've done one-off jobs, like, I ain't gonna say no names, but I've done one-off jobs, and they don't owe me anything for that,
Yeah.
right? They don't owe me followers. But in my mind, it's like, it looks good for the moment still. It's still a good opportunity. It's fire, like, but realistically, just because I tagged such and such, we got a picture together, or I took the picture, or did a song, like, either people are there just for that one part, or they don't even, like, acknowledge it. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not really beneficial.
I would just say be strategic and intentional with, like, what you want to do. Like, for example, a situation like that comes up, know that you're gonna know, and maybe even communicate with them. Hey, listen, I'm gonna do this first one, or I'll do a couple of them for you, and so that you can showcase what you can do, so that they can see your talent, so that they can use your talent, put it out there. You gotta almost know, I'm not gonna get no money, I'm not gonna whatever. But they used it. Now you have that credit too. You can say, hey, I worked with this dude and did this. but and like I said, maybe even communicate it and say, look, I'll do 1 or 2 just so you could check out what I got going on. But moving forward, though, I need this, or I need you to work with me on the scheduling. It needs to. We need like kind of give yourself a little respect and have them respect your time and your situation. But sometimes you do have to kind of up that first one, just one. I always tell people, you get one. I'll do one always. I don't care who it is, even like money situations, and it's just like some dude coming up. I'll be like, all right, I'll do one with you. I'll give somebody a whole song. But I do tell them, real quick, one day, we're gonna get in the studio. I'm gonna do a song for you real quick. We're gonna record it. I'm not gonna mix and master it. This is what it is. But just so you can see how the workflow is and how I work and what kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, how you said that, I worked with this people with these people or whatever.
Right.
Do you do name drop or no?
At where?
Like whenever you're trying to like sell
with, like,
yourself.
New clients?
Yeah.
I try not to sell myself like that, but I do usually they kind of already know because I'll write about it or talk about it on my IG.
Oh, I see.
But let's say I am fishing or something, and I do it, in a cool way.
Because he has
Like,
a hard time.
in a cool way, like you'll be like, oh, hold on, Mannie Fresh, call.
Hold up.
Hey, yo.
Hey, what's up, Fresh? Fresh, is our turn. Yeah.
He's like, hey, call me in 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, I do like, I'm not trying to give the game away. Nah.
Right.
I do it. I just do it like, I don't want to say it's intentional, but just it's true to who I am and it's true to who you are. So don't see it like you're trying to do it. Like you're just living that. Like it just so happens to be there's a song on my computer that it's a Mannie Fresh song, and you walk in and I happen to be working on it. And so they're like, oh man, what's that? Oh, I'm just working on the song, man, Frankie J. Or for real,
Paul
Frankie
Wall.
J. Yeah, Paul Wall.
Man.
I happen to be working on this song. It's Paul Wall song, so they're like, oh, for real? So, oh yeah, man, we're cool. We're, you talk, you just build relationship, communicate.
I think it's like you said, my bad. I think it's like you said too, though, like a lot of times they already know. And the funny part is like indirectly, they kind of want that resource as well. So they'll come in on some, hey, by the way, what's up with such and such? Like I see y'all been doing stuff. It's like, okay, they're sometimes people are there for that as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You
So
don't even
like
have
he
to
could
sell
be
it.
their connection in a
Right,
way?
like they'll see Steve O and they'll be like, hey bro, so yeah man, I heard that record you did with Mannie Fresh. And
My whole life, a lot of clients or even friends have been my friends or even been my clients just because I work with somebody. I mean, I also have something to offer too. You know, it's not like...
No, yeah, for sure. If you worked with somebody like that.
A lot of the times I'm the one doing a lot of the music for some of these people, so they're like, oh, so this dude's dope. We're going to get him cheaper than Mannie Fresh, But yeah, they're trying to like get same thing with this guy. There's a bunch of people hitting him up now trying to get to Kiati. They think that if they work with him, they're gonna get with Chameleon and Kiati, and then they're gonna take off, and that's cool.
Okay, I'm really curious about Chameleon because he's like my favorite artist of all time, like since growing up and everything, bro. Like, how is he or
super fan right here?
I'm like, if you're the super fan, I'm the super fan.
Bro, I love this guy, dude.
He's a super fan.
What was number 7? Oh, no, I was kidding.
I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. But yeah, so like, how is that? Like, so you work with him, like, or not no more, right? He doesn't do music, or he still does?
He still does, but it's not like, man, he's not. Everything he does has to have some type of purpose.
Yeah.
Like it has to be like life changing. I remember.
Isn't he into like tech or something?
Yeah,
He's in the whole
tech.
tech world now.
I remember something was happening recently. This is another video me and Kiati was gonna shoot, and we was like, hey, we should hit Cam up and see if he could do a cameo in it, and blah blah blah. And he called him, and Cam was like, bro, like, you know what's happening in Japan right now? Like he was straight up like that. He was like, hey, you want me to do he was joking, but he was serious. Like, nah, bro, like, honestly, I'm not on that right now. So it's, and that's no slug. I'm just saying, in general, like, that's the type of person he is. He's very big into, like, even the stuff he does in tech, it's very driven about how's it changing the world. Definitely how's it making money as well. But, man, he's super, like,
his thoughts are
strategic.
Yeah, I was gonna say his thoughts into doing stuff is deeper, right? Than what people actually think, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I just saw Paul Wall. I saw him on No Jumper, and he was talking about Chameleon, and he was saying like, he was saying like, yeah, pretty much that. Like he's like very strategic. Like he's a businessman. Like it has to benefit him somehow, whatever he's doing. And then I seen a Chamillionaire interview about how he did the verses with Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia, and that they had to convince him, like,
right,
you know, because he wasn't gonna do it. He's like, I don't want to do all that shit. Even the rodeo show, like at the rodeo, like it was like they had to kind of like convince him to do it type shit, you know. And like I just feel like he outgrew, not that he outgrew music. I feel like he's always gonna be passionate about it. But now he's just like on this grown man shit where he's just
It's fired. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes he'll give us a little glimpse of like some of the stuff he's working on, or the things he invested into, or like again, even with him, like the rodeo stuff or the versus battle. Like in him, he's like, bro, COVID's going on.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, like ain't nobody got no mask on. Like he's literally, he was even saying like, man, if I go on stage, I'm gonna probably wear a mask. Like he's joking, but he's serious. Like you can tell it's in his mind. Like man, I gotta be. You know, he got some family, he got different things he's trying to take care of. So, to him, he got to be, like, real cautious and strategic about, you know, like, even the rodeo. They're like, hey, man, you got one of the biggest Texas records, and you got to go, like, you know. Like, how, like, yeah. They didn't even, if you notice, they didn't announce it, though. He's not on the shirt.
He's not on the
He was
little.
like a special guest. So that's kind of fire too, like a surprise.
So both of y'all, since y'all worked with like big people, right? How do you go about like not fanning out when you meet somebody? Like how literally you just like, is it hard to keep your cool, or you're just like, oh?
Well, it depends. Like I don't like. It depends on who it is. Like I don't really geek out on like anybody except unless
it's like Kanye though. I ain't gonna lie about the
like if it was Kanye, I'd be like, oh damn. I still would
but
be
like
chill.
inside, right?
Inside, I would. You know, there's different kind of people. You know, I've been around some people that they just can't hold it in, and they're like doing all the wrong things, breaking all the codes. Like, bro, what are you doing, dog? Like,
it's like they'll be right here, and they'll be like in the middle of the.
Yeah, like man, I'm like, over here with Kanye, bro, and it's like, bro,
your daughter's so cute.
Like I'm in the studio with like I never did that. You know what I mean? Like I'm more like.
Which I feel like if you at a certain level, you probably can do that. But
but just ask. Hey, bro. Once you're working, just be like, hey, bro, you think we could take a picture real quick? Yeah. You know, something like that. Yeah. You know, I'm put it on the gram or whatever. Sometimes I've been told no before. Nah. Oh shit. Okay. You know.
Who told you no?
You know who? The artist never told me no, but like there was managers that were like, hey, no phones, no nothing, no pictures. They'll tell you up front. Yeah, like that. Just like. Hey, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, my bad. You know,
put your phone in a box, bro.
We're confiscating phones. Sign this DNR.
Well, you know what I'm saying, because I don't think like I don't think I have anybody that I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too. Yeah.
So, cause we've always said it though. Like Roland, I know he's like a big fan of like Chamillionaire, you know, but it's just like I don't think he'd geek out either. Like
no, because one time the only interaction I ever had with him was because he came up with the Combos app.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's probably I think I've seen it before.
And then he did the whole Combos thing, and then you could talk to him, you know, and then. So I sent him a video, and then he responded to my video with a video, and that's like the only like conversation, not even a back and forth thing. It was just like boom, boom, you know, this and then response, and I was like, oh shit, you know, I got a response from Chamillionaire. What the fuck, you know? And then I was like, you know, I started being like, that was the only time that I felt like, fuck yeah, like I got in contact with him or some shit. But that was like back in, I don't know, I was way younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like because I do music and I've been doing it for so long, like, and I've seen like you were like Chingo with Kanye, he saw him at like at his early stages. Like I remember being in the same little like 18 passenger van, shuttling from a hotel to the venue with like Akon and with like Rihanna when they were like just getting started. Yeah. And now they're like, Rihanna, like she had her dynasty and whatever now, you know, but. Like, I'm talking about early stages, you know, J-Lo's and stuff like that. And so, like, I've seen it. I've been around these people. I've been on these same shows. Like, I just feel like music doesn't really, like, oh, man, I geek out over these people. But on another note, like, now that I'm getting into, like, other things, like biking, or I'm getting into, like, barbecue. Like, I barbecue stuff.
We were going to ask you about that, right?
Yeah, about the barbecue.
Yeah, like, bro, like, I watch a lot of YouTubers, and there's like a lot of big barbecue people, like Aaron Franklin from Austin with I forgot his name in the restaurant, Franklin's, and people like that like other people don't see as like celebrities or whatever. To me, I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Like even local people, like I ran into some dude, we went to the barbecue festival.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to get his Instagram so I can remember what his name is. I forgot, but anyway, he's local. He works here at J Bar M over there in downtown, JM Bar. It's a barbecue spot, and just because he knows how to do that craft really well, like I kind of fanboyed a little bit on him, and so I went and I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was all awkward, and I was like, didn't know, I didn't know. I hugged him all weird, like, and I was in my mind, I was like, "Why did I just hug him?" But over a barbecue guy.
No, yeah, I know what you mean, because I don't think that there's like an artist that I'm just like, oh my god, but there is this girl, her name's Katie Hearn, but she's like a fitness girl. Her and her husband, like, I feel like if I were to meet her, I'm like, oh my god, like, I fucking look up to y'all. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that. But it's like, I mean, they have like...
Oh, his name is Big Daddy Carne. Shout out, was good. Which is, yeah.
So what about the whole, like, barbecue stuff?
Happy Perez, shout out to Happy, man. He's been like super duper mentor for me growing up. He's super legend. If you don't know who he is, look him up, man. Super duper legend. He's working with Benny Blanco and Ariana Grande and all. He's doing some on Kehlani's album. He's doing like he's anything that's out that's dope, he's probably touching it right now. He's like the OG of Houston, I think, producer wise. Like the most successful guy I know out of Houston, out of Texas, out of anywhere really. Like the guy's big bro to me. Anyway, I have to do that because he's the guy who I met him with Frankie. He put me on. We he big bro'd me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And we worked together for a long time. And I sat under him. And I really feel like he was a big brother that I do have a big brother, but he was like another big brother that I never had. And so, anyway, I say all that to say, we spent a lot of life together on the road and at his house. I spend the night at his house every day, just go over there all night, learn how to make beats and work. Part of his lifestyle was seeing him with his family, and he has 2 kids and a wife and a house. And I was like, man, that's dope. I want that, man. And then I want to have that one day. And then I would see him like cook, you know, and I was like, man, you're cooking. And I would taste his food and be like super good. Man, that's tight. And so we just built this relationship, and it was more than music. It became friendship. And then it also became like, how do you cook? And I would, hey, how do you do this carne guisada? Oh, look, you want to sear it first, and then you want to put this and cumin, y que quién sabe qué. You know what I mean? Like you put all this stuff in it.
Like you met the other side of like the business. You met like the family guy, right?
We became brothers, and I found a passion for cooking too, because I'm a big guy and I like to eat food. You know what I mean? So like, I started to learn a lot of the dishes that he was doing inside of his house, and then obviously as a dude that kind of transfers over to like barbecuing and smoking meats, and being from Texas, that's like something that we like to really do.
Yeah.
Let's go on this last break, and then we'll come right back.
Okay.
No, but like, being from Texas, we love barbecue. I love barbecue, and he's just been teaching me about it. Happy taught me about it. He put me on a whole bunch of people. He bought me the Franklin book. He bought me a whole bunch of he'll just Amazon me stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh, tight, butcher paper and the knives and the thermometers, and then there was a offset smoker that we were gonna buy. He was gonna buy, and there was like a 6-month wait, and he was like, well, you go ahead and buy that one. It's coming in a few weeks, and I'll get this other one. Okay, so I got it. Didn't know what to do. I started buying wood. I started barbecuing. I started YouTube University and a bunch of stuff. And and it's just been a passion. I love doing it. I love to feed myself, my family, my extended family, my friends. And he said one thing, and it really stuck with me. Like, it's like an art form to spend so much time on one piece of dead meat, 12 hours, that you're kind of looking after this thing. And then you eat it at the end, you're like, God damn, like this shit is amazing. And so I just fell in love. I like learning new things. Even if I don't pursue it as a like career or something, I just love to learn. Like I know a lot about bikes. I know a lot about barbecue. I know a little bit about guns and stuff because I buy a bunch of guns. And barbecue right now is like, for some reason, some weird reason, it's something I just really like to do right now.
Well, because it's probably like new to you, and it's a
Passion,
lot of different
newfound
stuff.
passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll go buy all the stuff, and like my whole backyard is like, looks like a little restaurant or something. You know, like
We're gonna get you to cater for my dad's birthday. And shit.
I've
Yeah,
done it
for
before.
real.
And we're like, hey, he's a cook. And like, nah, he's multi-platinum producer, but he does it on the side. You know? Does it on the side.
But
you
he
know?
has a good barbecue. Con tacos.
Yeah, because we want to throw. His dad's gonna turn 50 this year, so it's gonna be like tacos and tequila. You know, that's his favorite stuff. So, and he's always the one like cooking, so we kind of wanted to.
Yeah, not for the birthday, right?
Not for the birthday. Even though I'm pretty sure he'd want to, but we're just.
He's like, move over. I got it.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing it wrong. Watch out.
Starts pouring the beer on the meat and shit.
Yeah, it's like, if you're not doing this, you're not barbecuing.
But so what? Y'all got something going on? Special project?
Yeah, Antho, you know, Antho has grown to be like this amazing producer and videographer, filmmaker, networking guy, and you know, we've been friends for a long time, and I've been doing what I've been doing, smoking meats. No, I put on my Instagram cooking beats and meats.
Yeah.
You know, we linked up recently. We're always on the phone all the time. You know, we're always like, hey, how you do this? Hey, he'll ask me, I'll ask him, hey, how do you do that? You know, we just kind of feed off each other when it comes to production and video stuff. Because I do some video stuff too. You know, we just one day got together and we're just hanging out. I don't remember how it started, but we just got together and we're just like,
How did it start? I don't know. But it's definitely just creatively, like a lot of times we get tapped out, honestly, when it comes to like doing what
Deadlines.
we do for a service. You know, it's like, hey, well, we need a song, we need a video, we need it. And when it feels like work, it kind of takes the passion and enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
So we was like, man, how do we bring that fun back? And it's like, let's just talk, and it was just, you know.
Yeah, I lost the passion a little bit. I mean, I'm just being real with y'all and open, and I lost a little bit of the passion. It happens, I think, to everybody, you know. You know, you lose a little bit of passion and motivation to do, because I had a studio in East Downtown, and like I was doing all these things, and I had employees, and you know, it was like we were making a bunch of bread and we had a bunch of stuff going on, but I was like, I didn't really like it. You know what I'm saying? And I lost that adolescent youth like love for the music. And so like, you know, COVID obviously was devastating for a lot of people and a lot of things, including me and my family, you know, but it also was like a reset button, you know, and so that reset button happened, and I let go of the studio because, you know, it just kind of crashed. Nobody was coming to the studio, like the business just, and I didn't really try to save it either. I was like, bye, you know, and so and so I just started doing the family thing, and I got a house, and I got married, and I got a baby. And so like in these last 3 years, all of that has happened. And so I just found myself just working on little projects here and there, like Chingo Bling. Like I love working with Chingo. That's my boy. You know, Carlton Zeus, El Mero Necio from San Antonio. I'm building this new thing with him. It's called Tejano Revival. We're mixing hip hop with Tejano. I'm taking like a few projects, but these are projects that I just love. And they feel good. And when it came to like promoting it or putting stuff back on IG, because I just took a break, you know, I didn't want to do IG no more. I was just like, whatever. I hit him up. We started talking, and we were just like, man, we could do this, we could do that, like vlog. No, maybe not a vlog, maybe not a podcast, maybe like, you know, we just started just like, what can we do? And I wanted to just do lifestyle. Like kind of like this. We're just talking about random stuff sometimes. You know, I know some of it is about music and stuff like that, but we kind of veered off into like life.
Yeah.
And I told him like, let's do something like that. Like, let's just talk about life. I was like, look, I want to be me, man. I don't want to be this producer that's like with the chains, even though I got a chain. No, you know, and the
like
you know,
breaking down the beat,
like,
explaining, oh, this is a hi-hat and a snare. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, we was like, man, let's
talk.
Like day in the life type shit.
Day in the life. So the first episode, we haven't showed him. We're still building all this stuff. First episode, he comes in to my house, and I'm literally smoking a brisket, and we're outside and we're talking, but we do end up kind of getting into the music and getting into a little bit of conversation. Yeah. We got some tutorials that we're gonna do with like, this is how you do this on Ableton, but it's like, it's chill. We're talking.
It's kind of like, I feel like when people see y'all, they're thinking like, oh, he's always at the studio. Oh, he's shooting videos right now. Like I feel like if I was just to call one of y'all are busy. I'm over here thinking like, oh, they're doing something. Right. But I don't know. You might be, like cooking.
And the funny part is like, even while cooking though, he was playing country music, and what was that George Strait record?
George Strait. All my exes live in Texas.
And we was like, hey, that's jamming. And then he was like,
man, we should trap that out. And so I took out my laptop. We put some speakers, and we're outside, and we started making this beat. And then I was like, what if this is like the theme song to like, you know, and so
having like a 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, and what I like about it is that it's happening very organic. You know, everything is super organic, and it makes me feel like when I was 20, you know, and I was just doing everything for fun, just because I liked it, just because I liked making music, just because, you know what I'm saying? It just
and it doesn't necessarily make you money.
Yeah, it don't make no money. It's cost money because we have to like go buy this and a microphone and this, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's costing us money, but it makes me happy.
It's fun, you know. It's like
literally, like I feel like you're describing like the podcast, because that's how it was with us, like, you know, because like we don't want this podcast to be like an interview, you know,
right? Because
like I told Roland, I think you're one of like the first guests that like I know nothing about, you know, and then he was telling me like, you know, and
Thanks.
No, usually it's because he'll tell me.
She's not like heavy in the.
I was like,
she's not heavy in like music at all, you know, like.
No, you know what though? I think not that like music wise, I think I'm more like into bachata, cumbia, stuff like that, you know. Like that's probably what I'll know. I don't even know the names of the songs. I just know like, oh, I know that song, you know, but like that. But I think it was more like he told me, you know, like about you, and I was like, oh, okay. And then on the way to drop off our son, usually like I'll like do like I'll look at your
research,
right. But since I was folding my shirts, like as I had to like bag them since I have to ship them out today, I didn't get a chance to do that. So I told him I'm a little nervous just because I'm pretty much coming in
you're
here.
coming in cold.
Yeah. And then the questions we have is usually just for fillers, because we want the conversation to just flow, you know, casually.
Right.
And then the questions is more if our guests are awkward, then
just in case there's
it's like to avoid the awkwardness, you know. But yeah, that's why I was like, oh, what about your daughter? Because it's just it's normal stuff that people like.
It's life. Everybody goes through it, whether you're an artist or you're a super business professional. Like everybody has a house. Everybody has
like with Chingo Bling when he was telling us about his daughter, like you know, and it's just like, oh, people probably think like, oh, he has a daughter that's that little, you know, and
even like when we were trying to book you and you're like, oh, you think we could do the morning because I put my daughter to sleep and everything.
Yeah, I'm like 7. I'm like, she's in bed by 7. I'm like, I gotta be home.
No, like that. You see, like that's why we're like, yeah, let's do it, you know. But then he booked you when we had our son didn't have school.
I'm like, oh, it'll work out, you know. And it's just like he doesn't have school. I'm like, oh fuck. Like,
but cool, because since we don't get paid, like we don't like asking anybody to take care of our son. It's usually our mother-in-law,
right?
Or like he'll go with his padrino, right? And today they're gonna take him, so we're like, oh, we weren't gonna schedule anything, and then Roland ended up booking 2 people today. Like,
she's like, today's off day.
Thanks, Rollie.
Hey man, we putting in work, you know. Like
no, but I love doing the podcast because like now I know about y'all, you know, and like I just feel like, you know, if I see like you're talking about like cooking and whatever you're doing, like I know like, oh, you know, like I know the backstory,
a reason.
You know,
there's a reason. Like I know it looks like people for me look at my stuff and they're like, what are you doing, bro? Like you're supposed to be a producer, and I'm just like, man, I've just been doing it so long that I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't want to like try to put up an image or nothing like that. Like I just want to live my life and put it out there and do lifestyle. I just want to have lifestyle on there. And literally my bio says like cooking beats and meats, bikes, guns, family, like just things that I'm interested in.
He told me about the meats and the beats stuff.
Yeah.
The way to like before we got here, he's like, oh yeah, his bio. We need to talk about him cooking. I was like, oh, he cooks. He's like, he's into that.
I think what's dope too though, like organically it starts like the right people will come along. You know what I mean? Like even how we got introduced. Like, he never was like, hey, advertising, I got a beat for sale, I got this. Just out of curiosity. I met him out through Beans and Cornbread. But I didn't know, like, what his music sounded like.
Beans and Cornbread.
Yeah. And,
those are my boys, man.
Yeah, man, same here. And it's like, I never heard his stuff before. Like, this is 2013, 2014 when I met him. And, like, just out of curiosity, I'm like, man, who's this guy? Like, and when I met him, I looked him up, and we were already friends on Facebook. I didn't even know that. And I was like, what? And then they said, like, 3 years. I was like, what? That's crazy.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, for real. So it's like, you know, just to kind of accidentally figure out who you are, like, organically. It's like, oh, who's that guy cooking food? And then you start, it leads to other details, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
yeah,
fire.
so because it was pretty nice of like Chingo to like connect us, you know, because when he told Roland, oh, I have this guy, and we're like, and Roland told me, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty badass
And
because when he came in here, he was pretty like, I was like, oh, it's something small, you know, it's our guest, one of
the
our
way
guests.
the way I sell the podcast, like, cause to get Chingo Bling on here is like we didn't even have 200 subs and shit like that. You know, it's a small channel, and I just
Wait,
feel
we
like
have 200.
no, when we had them, like, but I'm saying like I feel like somebody like even another guest was like, man, y'all had Chingo Bling, like somebody of his caliber, like it's not easy to get him type shit, you know.
Yeah.
But the way I sell the podcast is like, look, like it's not a big platform or anything, but we're like pushing it. Like every week we drop content. Like it's every Monday, and then throughout the week it's just clips and clips. Try to get more.
I'm not gonna
like,
lie, bro. Like, it looks amazing. Like, props to you guys. Like,
appreciate it.
Thank
the
you.
intro, the consistency, what you guys are doing, the guests y'all are having, it's super fire. It's I saw that and I was like, man, this is inspiring, man. Like it looks so good already now. I can just imagine. I told him, I was like, bro, you know, I feel like they're just getting started. They only have like maybe 20 or less episodes, or I don't know how many y'all have. I was like, but bro, they're gonna blow up, bro. I was like, they're just gonna keep doing it, and he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna check it out, you know.
Yeah.
But it's tight. I
It's-
like
yeah.
hats off. Like,
Thank
it's
you.
dope.
appreciate
Because
it,
honestly,
for
when Chingo Bling came, I was nervous, you know, because it started because, you know, like I love talking, you know, getting to know people, like the side that people aren't normally like asking you about, like about your daughter or like, you know, other
Right,
stuff.
right,
Like,
right.
and I'm a mom, so I just feel like I can have those conversations, right? So when Chingo Bling came, I was like, oh, I'm a little nervous, but like, and he's
He's
like,
the
nah,
coolest.
you know, and then I was like, yeah. So then he brought his friend, right? Like another comedian. And then I'm like, oh, it's when we were walking over here, I'm just like, oh, it's a small room. Because people usually think it's bigger, you know?
It does look big, yeah.
Yeah. They were like, oh, no, it's just a small room. And then they're like, oh, no, it's nice. And da-da-da-da. But I felt like, oh, I mean, it's nothing too big, but, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
trying to keep it like...
Yeah, eventually we do want to get a space, like
space,
a big
yeah.
creative space, but
Yeah.
we're still figuring that out.
Yeah. But I mean, everything with, you know,
With time.
with timing and...
Y'all are killing it. Y'all are
Guidance.
killing. Then I was walking by and y'all got merch over there, t-shirts and hoodies.
That's
and
my brand.
That's your brand. What's the name of the brand?
AI Mas.
Ella y Mas.
It's like a girl brand,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a streetwear, but like not too streetwear for girls, you know. So I'm like working on that right now.
That's pretty much her office. Like
I
our
know.
whole house is like a whole production.
It's
Yeah,
like my
I-
house. My house is like that. You walk in, there's a grand piano, and then I have the bikes. Like, I keep my bike's like an expensive bike, so I keep it inside, like all weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But then like you go to the back end past the kitchen, and it's my office, and then past that is the studio, like the music studio, the office over here / gaming, you know, because I play a lot of video games. And then the other side of the house is like just the rooms, you know, my daughter's room, our room, the restrooms and stuff like that. But it's
No,
like,
yeah, like literally, like you saw right when y'all walked in, like that's my corner because this used to be my office, right? But then we're like, oh, let's do the podcast, and then we started like buying all this stuff, you know, and like you said, like you know, I was like, oh, y'all aren't making money, but you're like, we're spending it, and that's the
Right.
same thing with us, you know, we had to spend some money to make it look a little bit more legit, and so yeah, Roland has his office, and then y'all are gonna see right now because
We're gonna get the tour.
When you're gonna see you see the garage, you're gonna be like, oh, holy shit, like they did this too, you know.
Yeah.
But
Right.
other than that, I mean,
Well, whenever y'all drop the first episode, it's gonna be on YouTube, or
yeah, right.
What are y'all thinking?
YouTube. Well, like we're still kind of working on the concept. Like we've shot like a bunch of stuff, and we're like, nah, that's not tight.
Yeah, it's
You
too
know what I
soon.
mean?
yeah.
You know, but I tell them like, let's just keep it. You know, because we're gonna like maybe it makes sense later.
yeah.
Not right now. It's kind of weird to talk about this now, but later. And so we're working on whether are we gonna do like long videos or are we gonna do little short videos. And so right now we got really excited doing like the little tutorials I was saying, like these little 1 minute clips. I like 1 minutes because they're good for reels.
Yeah.
Oh, I love 1 minute stuff.
Yeah, and so I was like, let's just do a bunch of 1 minute stuff. And then like episode 1, I think we only have an episode 1 is like 4 minutes long, 3 minutes long. That's probably gonna go to YouTube, and then we'll probably eventually make a few more season 1 or whatever. I don't know. We're gonna try to shoot them all first and then start releasing them. And those will maybe be 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and those are the vloggier ones that'll go on YouTube. But all the little 1 minute stuff, we are making a bunch of 1 minute stuff. That's gonna be for Instagram.
Are y'all having like
dope.
a separate Instagram page or on y'all's personals?
Originally, it's funny. Originally, it kind of started like saying, "Hey, let's do me." Like I wanted to do it for me. And I'm just very inclusive, and I'm trying to build family and friends, and so like, I'm like, hey, let's do it together. The only reason why I struggle, building a new account is because there's no followers, 0 followers.
Yeah.
And it's hard to transfer everybody. Like, I've in the last, I don't know how long, I've been building my Instagram following and doing my work or whatever. And so
send them away to
now I gotta send them over here, and it's just like I was like, look, bro, like originally, like I said, it was supposed to be about Steve O lifestyle, but I'm just like, nah, bro, let's do it together, because I don't want to be camera on me. I want to have a conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'm like, let's talk, let's and cross promote and talk and just be cool, and I'm gonna move my hand like this. But like let's just do it together, So right now it's on mine.
Okay, because you on Instagram, the cool thing about it now is that
the collabs.
Oh, yeah.
So he put me on that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty
that
badass because if his followers can follow you and
vice versa.
Yeah. Well, I was asking because so we can put it in the description. So we'll just put both of y'all's Instagram so that they can just keep up with that.
Yeah.
Instead of keeping up with the Kardashians, it's gonna be
keeping up with
that's kind of fire.
Keeping up with the boys.
Yeah. But did you have another question?
No, I think that's it for me, honestly, on my end.
Well, thank y'all so much for joining us today on this early episode.
Early.
Nah, it's not that early, guys.
We woke up at 6:30, 7.
I don't ever get up this early, man.
You know what though? Yesterday I had a migraine all day.
Me too.
And then I told him, man, I don't feel good. And then he's like, do you want me to reschedule? But it was literally like 1 a.m. And I was just like, no, let me just go to sleep and see how I feel in the morning. Thank God I don't have one this morning, because like migraines, they suck. Like it's just.
That happened yesterday. We were supposed to link up yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, you good for tomorrow? I was like, yeah, I think I'm good for tomorrow, but today is not it, bro.
You just gotta push through it, and then like this happens. I think when you're in the moment, it just all of that goes away.
Yeah, because I didn't want to have to reschedule, and it would have been like crazy last minute, and I'm like, man,
I would have felt
it's not
really
professional.
Bad.
Like I don't want to do that shit.
And we've only rescheduled one time, but it was because of the whole funeral stuff that was happening.
Right. Yeah,
but
it's understandable, yeah.
But I was just feeling so bad, like my head was pounding, and then my son was just like, he normally goes to sleep early because it's a weekday, but his ass was up, and he was literally just waiting for me, right? And what did he tell you?
Like that was like what 12, 1.
He was awake.
He was up. He was just playing with like the Easter eggs
with his shades on his head. It was so funny.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm like, hey, let's go to sleep already. So I just like carry him, and I'm like, tell mommy, let's go to sleep, right? And then she was counting her shirts, and she's just like, hold on, and then she's like that, and he looks at me, he's like, hold on, papi. It's like, mommy working. Wait, okay? And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I just sat him down.
But then when he was like, oh, I don't want to reschedule, I'll do the podcast, the episode by myself. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you do that, but I'm glad
I would have felt cheated.
I'm glad that everything works out for a reason. Like
we had a long ass episode.
I know. We were shooting for an hour and a half.
All right, let's try to go for an hour,
but I mean,
how long's it been? What do we do?
It's probably 2
hours.
Yeesh.
But it's good though, cause conversations
good,
like
yeah.
that, it just
It's
it goes to
flow.
show, you know, like
Yeah.
it
And
flows.
same thing with like with Chingo Bling. It was the same. Like his was supposed to be like an hour, but I think once you're like the guest and the conversation is just so good, you don't realize like the time is, you know.
He did cut it though.
Yeah, because
He was like, all right, I gotta
He's
go.
like, hey, after this, that's it.
It was
all right?
late.
You got
It was
enough, all
already
right?
late. Yeah, right. 'Cause it was already
Yeah,
late.
it was late.
And then we're like, oh no, yeah, we.
Yeah,
can
Chingo's a family man. He's always
Yeah.
like, I gotta go, man. We're at the studio. We
Yeah,
work
that's
from
the same
8 to
thing.
like 10. And he's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, because it was already like I want to say it was like about to be 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like now like the dad guests that we have, they're the ones that like, hey, I gotta go, like,
Yeah.
I gotta put my daughter to sleep, or I gotta shower my kids, you know, or some shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Now,
like to me, I love to see it, you know,
Yeah, it's
because
cool.
it's just.
It's the evolution. Everybody's not young and running around like, what's good? Yeah,
And it's
like-
just so like, because we have young people watching, you know,
Yeah.
and we've had other people reach out and they're like, man, thank y'all so much. Like, because of this, I'm inspired to do this, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good, like, if there's young dads that see the responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
But
Other than
overall,
that,
thank y'all for
This is
joining
outro
us.
number 2.
Yeah. All right. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow us on IG. Their information is going to be in the description. Am I forgetting
sure.
anything?
no, just follow Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Trying to blow up the TikTok and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Clips, new episodes every Monday. You know, appreciate y'all.
And don't
For
forget to
watching.
subscribe, please.
Yeah,
'Cause
we need subscribers, man.
Yeah.
For real.
All right. Peace out.
That's it. Peace.